What a day to celebrate! We here at San Marino Community Church are celebrating Easter together in many ways. We are celebrating that God lives, and I'm so glad that you're joining us. Today we'll be reading from the Jesus Storytelling Bible. This version helps us see stories in the Bible and remember what Jesus did for us in each story. So get your book if you have it and get ready to follow along. At the end of the story, there will be a fun activity that you can do with your family. Let's look inside and see. God's wonderful surprise. Jesus' friends were sad. They would never see their best friend again. How could this happen? Wasn't Jesus the rescuer? The King God had promised? It wasn't supposed to end like this. Yes, but whoever said anything about the end? Just before sunrise on the third day, God sent an earthquake. An angel from heaven. When the guards saw the angel, they fell down with fright. The angel rolled the huge stone away, sat on top of it, and waited. At the first glimmer of dawn, Mary Magdalene and the other women headed to the tomb to wash Jesus' body. The early morning sun slanted through the ancient olive trees, drops of dew glittering on leaves and grasses, little tears everywhere. The friends quietly walked along the hilly path through the olive groves until they reached the tomb, and immediately noticed something odd. It was wide open. They peered through the opening into the dark tomb. But wait, Jesus' body was not there. And something else. A shining man was there with clothes made from lightning. "Don't be scared," the angel said. But they couldn't help it. They screamed anyway. The angel asked them, "What are you doing here? This is a tomb, and tombs are for dead people." The women couldn't speak. "Jesus isn't dead anymore," he said. "He's alive again." And their hearts leapt, and the angel laughed with such gladness they felt for a moment as if they had woken up from a nightmare. The other women rushed home, but Mary stayed behind. How could it be true? Jesus was definitely dead. How could he be alive? Just then, Mary heard someone else in the garden. Perhaps it's the gardener, she thought. He'll know where Jesus' body is. "I don't know where Jesus is," Mary said urgently. "I can't find him." But it was all right. Jesus knew where she was, and he had found her. "Mary!" Only one person said her name like that. She could hear her heart thumping. She turned around. She could make out a figure. She shaded her eyes to see, and she thought she was dreaming. But she wasn't dreaming. She was seeing. "Jesus!" Mary fell to the ground. Sudden tears filled her eyes, and great sobs shook over her whole body. And all she wanted in that moment was to cling to Jesus and never let him go. "You'll be able to hold on to me later, Mary," Jesus said gently, "and always be close to me. But now, go and tell the others that I am alive." Mary ran and ran all the way to the city. She had never run so fast or so far in all her life. She felt she could have run forever. She didn't even feel like her feet touched the ground. The sun seemed to be dancing and gleaming and bounding across the sky, racing with her and shimmering brighter than she could ever remember in the clear, fresh air. And it seemed to her that morning as she ran, almost as if the whole world had been made anew. Almost as if the whole world was singing for joy. The trees, tiny sounds in the grass, the birds, her heart. Was God really making everything sad come untrue? Was he making even death come untrue? She couldn't wait to tell Jesus' friends. They wouldn't believe it, she laughed. She was right, of course. What does joy feel like? When Mary and the others went to Jesus' tomb and found the rock rolled away, Mary was filled with joy when she saw Jesus risen. Her eyes filled with tears, and she ran to the city to tell the good news. She never felt like her feet even touched the ground. The whole world seemed like it felt the same joy. The sun was dancing and gleaming and bounding across the sky and shining brighter than she had ever remembered. The air was clearer and fresh. Even the trees, the grass, and the birds were singing for joy. Can you think of a time when you felt full of joy? Find your favorite crayons or markers and draw a picture of what joy feels like. Afterwards, make a cross. You can use sticks or strips of paper or anything else you can find. Be creative. With your picture in front of you, take the cross you have made and attach it to the top of your picture. The cross is a symbol of our Christian faith, reminding us of the joy we have in Jesus. And whenever you're finished, take a look and ask an adult to help you hang it somewhere you can see it every day. Then when you see it, you can be reminded of how much joy we have in Jesus. With this reminder of the joy we have in Jesus, we know that Jesus is always with us.